How y'all doing? What's up, baby? I'm out here walking, so I said I might as well be talking while I'm walking. I always have something to share, something to say, some opinion about some things, and some information that I like to pass on. When you get a certain age, you learn so much, and I got a whole lot of learning to do still, right? But there's people who don't know what I know, and that's how I found out the things that I know, because somebody else told me. So I'm gonna be walking up some hills and stuff as I chat with you. So if I'm a tad out of breath, it is what it is. I'm working that hard, baby, getting that circulation going. I'm about to take off this jacket because, first of all, I need some sunshine, some vitamin D all up on this skin. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm losing my tan. Gotta get back out there, man. So here I am. I'm one of those black women who like tanning. I don't care where I go. I brown very quickly. Just taking a walk like I'm taking right now, I brown very quickly. And if I go on a vacation, forget it. When I get back, I'm gonna be at least 5 shades darker than I came. And I love the sun. Years ago, they started saying, oh, the sun is bad for you. But they didn't specify who the sun was bad for. We're melanated. Our skin thrives on sunshine. So they telling us, oh, get out the sun is bad for you, black people too. You's a liar. The sun is good, nourishing to the skin, fortifying, honey. It grants health and healing. That sun, that's right. A wise God would never make the sun that's in the sky daily to kill us. Let's be logical first on that, okay? He ain't trying to kill us with the sunshine. It's nutrients for us. We need it. And back to the complexion. Let's talk about complexion. I like to brown up, y'all. I ain't lying. I do. My daughter be like, Mom, you always in the side, you're not brown. You look 5 shades darker than you did when you was in the United States. We was in Brooklyn. And I do it purposefully. I love the sun. I'm serious. I bask in that baby. I'm like, kiss me, sun. Kiss me. So it's the sun kiss. I've always admired dark skin since I was a little girl. And this is not to be insulting toward medium brown to lighter skinned people. I am not insulting anybody. Everybody's beautiful. All right? All right. But I always admired immensely dark skin in a time where most people did not. I remember being in junior high school and all the light-skinned boys got all the love. The curly head, light-eyed, light-skinned boys, they got all the love from the majority of the girls. But this gal right here, always like, I'm trying to get up this thing here. Y'all hold on. Got the baby with me. Gotta get up. Okay. All right. I made it. So, I've always been attracted to what you might call at the time the Ashy Boys. And the reason why they were looking ashy is because their skin was brown. Well, brown. And if you want to call them nappy-headed, because their hair wasn't all curled and straight, well, then they had nappy hair too. Those are the boys, honestly, honest to God, that I was attracted to. Since I was a little girl, I knew what I liked. And to this day, I admire the chocolate skin. Now, most people would think I was a lunatic for that. And that's sad because we are black people, right? And I found that a lot of us really have been conditioned to hate what we look like. So much so that we want to look like something else and be with something else that looks different from ourselves, right? And when we make children, we're thinking about what they're going to look like, and so we're mixing with lighter complected people so that our children can look beautiful, whatever that is, to some people's eyes, to a lot of our eyes. I have sat with An older lady. This woman had some beautiful skin and beautiful hair. Oh my gosh, her hair was so beautiful. I was her home attendant, and I used to do her hair and enjoy doing it. Her hair was very long, wavy, and thick. Beautiful hair. And it was gray, so you know how beautiful that looks. And so we would watch television, and I would just listen to the things that she'd say and who she found beautiful. And it would always be lighter complected people. And I'm like, wow, that's one older lady, right? She was from Jamaica. Then there was another lady I worked with. She was an older lady. And she was the same way. She was light skin. Her name was Wong, so she was mixed, apparently. So her skin was light. And they told me that her son, she and her son, had a poor relationship because he married a black woman. And she didn't want to be bothered with him and his black wife because her son chose a black woman to marry. And I love the fact that he's like, okay, mama, I'm going to live my life and I'm going to choose who I want to be with for the rest of my life, with or without your consent. He's an adult. Children, grandchildren and everything don't want to be bothered because they were brown. I mean, the kind of stuff that have been injected into our mindset is insane because we were taught that we're not beautiful. Man, it's amazing. And then we keep perpetuating that and then pushing that on our children. And I know it all came from slavery first. And people always say, oh, the European features us more beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But it's funny because the Europeans want to look like us. They want these full lips. They wish they had these full lips. Oh my gosh. And these indistinguishable cheekbones. They wish. Right? Everybody is beautiful in their own right. But for somebody to keep telling you that you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly. You're dirty, you're dirty. You're a monkey, you're a monkey. When you keep having that pushed in your head, in your psyche, you start to believe that. And then when you're looking at magazines and TV, in your time, everything that you saw of beauty did not look like you. And so that settled in your mind. You're like, when I get older, I'm going to marry a white man. Or somebody so light that they almost appear white because I want my children to have a better life and a better opportunity. This is the mindset of the older people. I don't want to say who because you got to be careful. But there was a lady in the family, not my family, but Dad, I can't give too much away. Okay, I'm just going to say, this lady, she was beautiful. She was beautiful. Nice brown complexion. Again, in her era, she was told that she wasn't. So she married a gentleman who was white and Indian. He was mixed with those two races. And so her children could be a lighter complexion. And they were. And she found that to be more beautiful. So when she had grandchildren, the majority of the grandchildren were lighter complexion. But the one brown boy that she had, I'm sorry y'all, I'm wobbling y'all all over the place. He was called Winky. And this is the thing that's so disgraceful and hurtful, because we hate ourselves and then you perpetuate that in other generations that's coming after. And that's so sad. So if you're making him feel like what he looks like is ugly, what is he in return going to do? When he gets older, he's going to find himself a lighter complexion woman to make his children with so they don't look like himself. So imagine if we all hated ourselves to the degree that we would never stay with our own kind. We would be wiped out as a culture, as a people, a beautiful people, a beautiful brown people. We would be wiped out. So these days, well, I'm going to go back to the 70s because I was born in the 60s and I remember the 70s revolution. Power to the people. And black is beautiful. We began to consider ourselves and our beauty and our difference, our hair texture. Our hair was awesome. It defied gravity. And Our skin was beautiful, and when you put some oil on it, it was shiny. What? And nobody looked like that, you know? This standard of beauty was a lie. We are beautiful. And then we came in different shades. What? Who? What people look like us? You know what I'm saying? We begin to adore ourselves and tell our children they were beautiful. Their beautiful eyes, their beautiful brown eyes, and their beautiful brown skin was to be valued. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a problem when I saw one of our men with a white woman. I'm going to just put it out there. A lot of y'all might not want to admit that because you're going to come off being prejudiced or whatever. People say that. Everything is hateful. When you share your opinion about anything, it's always something about hate. I don't hate anybody. I've never been a hateful person in my life, ever. I don't have a hateful bone in my body, right? But I know what I love, and I love my people, right? So it hurt me to see my men sweating now, y'all. I'm working out. Sweat. I hated to see my men choosing women that did not look like me. It was an insult to me. I didn't think of myself as ugly because I didn't grow up like that. In my household, we don't talk about black, white. It was never hatred spoken in my family about lighter complexion, darker complexion, or even other races. So that's not how I grew up. So it wasn't about, oh, somebody taught you how to be hateful. No, I loved myself. I just naturally loved myself, my people, and that's me. So when I saw a lot of times how men would choose other races, I'm like, and then I'm gonna just be a little more honest. She wasn't even cute. Most of the time, it was not an attractive Caucasian woman, and the guy would be good looking. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that, can you get a cute one at least? Because we've got so many beautiful women in our own community, honey, that you could have had your pick of. So it was like a slap in the face to me. And I don't know how many of you feel this way, but I know some sisters that feel that way. Family members included, you know? And I know there's a whole bunch of things that a black man can say about black women. But let me tell y'all something. We have had the greatest struggle of all women on the earth. Okay? And a lot of it has come from you, the black man. We have been hurt, tortured, raped, beaten, neglected, rejected, and abandoned by our own fathers, right? Then when we fall in love, we get hurt by that man we fall in love with, okay? We have been through a lot of hell in our lifetime. And it all started in slavery. We couldn't be protected by you guys because they were, the white people overpowered us and they did things to the women, to your women. And I just don't understand how, with all this knowledge, that you would choose them over us. And not to mention, black men have been castrated, beat to death, and hung for even looking at a white woman. Like, a lot of y'all are going to say, oh, that was back then. That still plays in the psyche, in mine. You know what I'm saying? And even with all that, I have no hatred for these people. God is going to take care of everybody, that's his job. But I'm not fond of seeing our brothers with women outside of our race. Later to find out, I've always felt like that, later on to find out that it's biblical. We weren't supposed to marry outside of our tribes. How do you keep the tradition and culture if you're marrying other people? And I know a lot of y'all probably saying, oh, we can mix the cultures together, we can communicate together and compromise and blah, blah, blah. No. Authenticity. You have to keep the authenticity. I said it incorrectly the first time. Y'all know what I mean. Of your own people. I mean, we would be wiped out if we keep mixing. And when I found that scripture, and I was taught by the elder that I study the Bible under now, that we weren't mix like that, to stay with our own kind, to continue that bloodline, how important that was. And then I said, okay, that made sense all along. It wasn't no hatred inside of me. It was something that was righteous. It was something godly. And for whatever reason, I felt it. I felt it. I don't like it. You know? And it was for a reason. We have so many beautiful women in our own race. I mean, if you prefer a lighter skinned woman, you can find one in your own race. She could be skinny, she could be thick, she could be whatever she is, whatever you like. We have an assortment of beautiful women in our own race, brothers, that you don't have to go to somebody else trying to make us feel like we're less than, you know, because our hair doesn't flow. Your sisters are trying to compete with the other nations, wearing their hair in their head and wigs and other things to look like them to get your attention. And I don't care what any black woman says who wears weaves and all those things like that. You did that because somebody told you what you got was ugly and you believed it. That's right. Look at this stuff right here. It's beautiful. It's woolly. It looks just like Christ's hair. Just like his wool. And I love it. I regret chopping my hair off though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie about that. I cut my hair so many times in my life and I never had a problem with it. But I rushed and cut it because I was so hot with this menopause. And then I was like, I miss my hair. But it's okay. I love it. My little curls. My little woolly curl. It's gonna grow back. It's just here. But back to the topic. I'm not saying that the weave and the wig thing is not something that's, you know, you're able to look different, have a different look according to an occasion or whatever. But I find that a lot of women never take these things off. Never. So who you are in your roots, and in your roots, you really hate. You know, society has conditioned us to hate ourselves. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but honey, if you really loved yourself, you would be you in your authenticity. You would be you. The way you came out the mama's womb with the stuff that comes out of your scalp, which is beautiful. Like I said, I love our hair texture. All the different patterns and textures and styles you can do, and it's always a way to take care of your hair to keep it beautiful. Now sometimes it might be a little more work. Okay, whatever, but it's yours. Work it. Brothers, you hurt your sister's feelings, making crazy comments. I'm not gonna say who again, but I'm gonna share these little things with you because I'm tired of hearing certain things coming from the lips of our own kind toward our own kind to hurt. We have been through enough with other people saying cruel things. Now, there was a beautiful baby girl. She was so little. And her mama, we just let her hair loose. So, you know, we press and pull and comb and brush and put bubbles and make it so tight. We do too much to our little girls' heads. And sometimes you just need to let their hair be. So her mama let her hair be. Just combed it out, curly and pretty, and she just put a little headband decoration around her head. So this little girl's grandpa came by. Grandpa comes in. Hey girl, where your hair all over your head like that? Your mommy didn't do your hair today? I'm like, I said, there's nothing wrong with her hair. Her hair is beautiful. And this is the mindset of our people. Whether you from the South or from the Caribbean, we have messed up minds, messed up thoughts. And the same lady who I was telling y'all about earlier, who had beautiful dark skin herself, which, let me tell you something, the contrast of dark skin with gray hair, unbeatable, beautiful, man. So because she grew up with self-hatred, her children were light complexion because she married I can't remember if he was half white, but just very, what they call fair, and I hate that word, fair-skinned person. But her children came out lighter complected, right? When her daughter grew up, her daughter married her a chocolate man from Honduras. And mommy was mad because she had her eyes set on this lighter complected guy. And she was like, oh yeah, my mother hated him. And that's crazy. You're gonna hate him. He's a good guy. Great father, great husband. Hardworking man taking good care of his family. And her, because she lives with them. And she disliked him because he didn't appear to be what she wanted him to be on the outside. We are so messed up. We got to get it together, y'all. We really do. And a lot of us today still feel that way. People in my age group and some of the younger people, we hate ourselves and we hate each other. And because we've been so messed up in the mind and been so brainwashed about what really beauty is, you know, it's hard for us to see eye to eye. And a lot of us are waking up, like back in the 70s, in this era, we love ourselves again. Our hair is, you know, people are not permanent like they used to do. We got our little head wraps and our turbans. We could chill with the bonnets though in public. Anyway, I'm down with Monique on that. But anyway, we have so many beautiful head wraps and head pieces to wear. If you're having a bad hair day, go for that, you know what I'm saying? But it just represents your culture and who you are, and it's beautiful. Other people admire us. Other men even want our women, you know? Our own men reject us, and other men finally, because it used to be the black woman was like the lowest thing on the totem pole. Every other culture was picked except for us. So you see, brothers, what we go through. I don't know if y'all really see our plight. All the things we go through, we have a lot of hardship on our shoulders. On top of that, taking care of our children alone. We're so damaged and hurt. And a lot of us are doing desperate things for attention. Changing our bodies. Just doing all kind of crap just to get your attention, brother. Your attention. So I just wanted to share what was on my mind with you all from my point of view. Maybe you all experience different things, but these are the things that I've experienced with different people. And I look at these things in a deeper way because that's just who I am. And I like to share things. I want us to see things in a different view and have another perspective on things. Everybody is beautiful. I'm not knocking any other culture. I see beauty in everybody. But I also see it in my own self, in me, my people. We are beautiful. Yes, we are. Don't ever let nobody tell you anything else, and stop believing the lies. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Love yourself. How are you? Oh, so cute.